Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro and take a look and see how this specific device is holding up in 2023. Now this watch is not quite a year old yet, but it probably will be in the next 2-3 months. And the one thing I really liked about the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro was that it was a good upgrade coming from the Galaxy Watch 4, and it was supposed to be that main tier watch that I think a lot of people would kind of consider like the Apple Watch Ultra of the Samsung Galaxies. Although the Watch 5 Pro came out first, I think the Apple Watch Ultra is more of the Watch 5 Pro competitor than the Apple Watch Ultra is the Watch 5 Pro, if you know what I mean. So if you want to pick up the Watch 5 Pro or the Galaxy Watch 5, links will be down in the descriptions. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, the one thing I kind of want to start this video off with, and it is such an important thing, if you are a very basic user, even if you're a top tier user and you're somebody who wants to go ahead and have a really good watch, I will say the Galaxy Watch 5, the standard model, is still more than enough for probably 95% of people watching this video. There's not a really big reason to go ahead and buy a Galaxy Watch 5 Pro unless you really know what you're doing. Unless you really need like the battery life, or you really need the size, or you need the durability, there's really no reason to go for something like the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro when you have the Watch 5 there. For the average day-to-day user, you're not going to be able to utilize all the crazy cool features within the Watch 5 Pro unless you are somebody who is like relatively active, or you're planning on, whatever. Like, I would just say there's not a big reason why you should pick up the Watch 5 Pro over the Galaxy Watch 5 if you're a standard user. Personally, for me, I would pick up the Watch 5. I would probably even pick up a Watch 4 over the Watch 5 or Watch 5 Pro since it's already so cheap. So that's kind of a quick breakdown of at least the layout. Now the Watch 5 Pro, I like it a lot. It's a really, really good concept from Samsung. And those type of big watches, the Ultra and the Watch 5 Pro, are super nice because it gives you a lot more flexibility. And if you want to get a more expensive watch that's a little bit bigger and has more features, well, you have that kind of waiting there for you if you really want to do that. Now the Watch 5 Pro comes out in one size, the 45mm size. And then that's pretty much it. There's no customizability with it for the most part with its styling. You can choose two different colors, the gray titanium or the black titanium. I think the gray titanium looks great. You have the standard buttons on the side. You have the ability of clicking on those buttons. They're a little bit bigger, I think, than what the Galaxy Watch 5 has. So that's always something that's really cool. And I think this watch is a little bit more durable overall on the outside compared to the Galaxy Watch 5. So if you're somebody who's going to be in more rugged conditions, I think dropping this watch as well or scratching it up, it's a little bit harder to kind of break it in that sense. So that might be another thing that's kind of going for the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro as well. So that might be another thing to keep in mind there too. Now on the back of the Watch 5 Pro, you have that standard styling. There's nothing crazy here. It's pretty much like basically any other watch out there. You can charge this thing up with its wireless charger. But the most beautiful thing, and the thing I love the most about these Galaxy watches, is that if you have a Samsung phone, you are able to wirelessly charge your watch from your Samsung phone, which is beautiful. Having that type of capability is awesome, and I for one love seeing that kind of stuff happen here. Now on top of that, you are getting the standard bands on this watch. I've never been a fan of Samsung Galaxy Watch bands or the way you put the bands on. I've always found them to be very annoying. I hope Samsung moves or changes this in the future somehow. Like, I think it's time for a change. But regardless, I think it's a decent, you can always change these bands out and everything like that too. So there's no big reason to kind of harp on it for a long period of time. But I will definitely tell you on the outside, it's a thick watch. It definitely looks good. I'm a big fan of it for sure. But like I mentioned, the price tag of this thing and the kind of the day-to-day usage with this thing being so big, I don't think it's good for the average person. But I think it's good enough for a lot of people out there for sure. Like if you know what you're doing, then by all means go for it. But just keep in mind it is a noticeably bigger, thicker watch and not as casual of a watch compared to the Galaxy Watch 5. Now within this watch, you can do everything that you'd ever want to do with any other smartwatch for the most part. You have the basic things. You can call people, text people, you can check notifications. There are so many features built into, Watch OS on the Galaxy watches. And I definitely do like how Samsung has kind of made their own type of UI, One UI, but I don't even know what they call their One UI version of their, Android watch software, but it's a very good version of software. And although it's still, kind of, I wouldn't say buggy or anything, but there's a lot going on compared to the Google Pixel Watch, it is still really nice because Samsung puts in a lot of effort into their software. And I will say they've gotten a lot better. And because of that, you are going to be getting a lot of features built into your Galaxy Watch that some other watches pretty much don't have. Now you do have standard things. You have like a bioactive sensor. So you can actually take things like your BPM, if you really want to. You can do a lot of other things like that too. And I think, even your heart rate you can check on your watch. There's a lot of good stuff here. You can take your body composition on your Galaxy Watch. You have obviously auto workout training, which is another big thing they do. And I think overall, the Galaxy Watch is definitely a watch that I would recommend people to buy. But I just think, like I mentioned before, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro in particular, I don't know if that would be the first one I would recommend people to buy. I think, like I said before, there are definitely more watches out there than this one. So there's not really a big reason to buy this particular watch over some other ones. But at the end of the day, if you have the money, the choice is yours, but I'd probably avoid getting the Galaxy Watch 5 if I'm being honest. But I'd probably recommend avoid getting the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro if I'm being honest. And I would much rather recommend people to actually buy something like a Galaxy Watch 5 or a Galaxy Watch 4, since those watches are pretty much going to be, a little bit more comfortable for a lot more people. With the Watch 5 Pro, it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit thicker. So that's kind of the main complaint I would kind of have with something like the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.